Word. Welcome to our team call. All right. So thank you guys for being on the call, and thanks to those that watch this recording. Tonight we are talking about masterminding. Masterminding. Yeah. Right? Okay, good. Felt weird off my tongue. And so I wanted to start this off. You guys might have heard this analogy before if you've ever followed Jimmy Hayes Nelson, but I thought this would be appropriate to lead into this call because Amanda's really good at this. Like, she's paid for this by other coaches, and she knows the inside and outs of a mastermind. And just plugging in, that's the way I look at anything, any training that you're doing. If you have a success partner like I and Amanda, or Amanda and I, and or a training like Dig to Diamond, or whatever it is, all it is plugging in. And I used to hear that word all the time when me and Tina first started a long time ago. Okay, what is this plugging in? Watching the National Wake Up Call, all these things. And what I've learned is it's like a football game, and when all of them come out and huddle in their huddle, and they say, this is the play that we're going to run, right? And that's you guys going, okay, today I'm going to invite 20 people, or whatever that looks like, right? This is the game plan that I have for myself. This is my power hour, whatever that is. And then you run the play and something goes wrong. And he was talking about whoever missed that play doesn't just walk off the field and say, I suck, I can't do this. I'm no good at this. No, they all come back together as a team, and they huddle up and they say, okay, what did we do wrong? Where can we tweak this? What did I say wrong? So we can't read your minds. We can't know what you're saying or doing wrong unless you say, hey, this is a message I sent out, copy paste it to us. We can read over it. We say, okay, don't use the word interested, use the word, are you?
Have you considered?
There you go. It was not coming. And there's just words that you can use, and it's not playing on their emotions or anything like that. We just know what works to make them feel like they are empowered to make that decision and they don't feel sold to. So I just love Jimmy's analogy about that. You know, like when you're in a team, you have your own specific things you got to do, but you're not in it alone. You know, this is your own business, but you're not doing it alone, and you don't have to. And I think that's what happens. We withdraw, even in life in general. Like when stuff is going bad, we like want to back up, and the enemy wants to make us feel isolated and that we're in this all on our own. We don't have anyone that understands us. No one can say anything that's going to pull us out of this. And that is the biggest lie ever. The lowest points in my business and life have always turned around because someone else was out there just to listen or bounce my ideas off of them or whatever it was. Like, I can sulk for only so long, but that's part of my personality, is that I need other people. But even if you don't need other people, you need other people. It doesn't matter what your personality is. You need other people in your corner. And I know Tina's reading a book that I recommended. Is called The Lioness Arising. And it's talking about how lioness work together to take care of their cubs and to hunt and all these things. They don't go out alone. We're women that come together, and God created us that way. Unfortunately, that's just how he created us. We do better together, no matter how much we say we don't get along with other girls, or we're not extroverts, or all these things that you say are just the enemy trying to distract you from your calling and your mission, because you're not good alone. You're better together. Okay? So we'll talk about ways to be better together. Amanda.
Yeah, no, I think it's such a good way to start this, because at some point in time, you have to just recognize that, okay, there's me and there's my vision for what I think this can do for that. But then there's like necessary, we call them non-negotiables, we call them the vital behaviors, we call them strategies, whatever you want to call it. But there's stuff that, okay, these are the A, B's, and C's that get you to Z. And if you're not doing A, B, C, then you can wish and hope and dream and be convicted in your vision as much as you want, but you're not going to get there. And so this is point in case. This is one of those things where I know, and I'm going to say you, and I'm not necessarily talking to you who are looking at me right now, but eventually people are going to watch this replay. So you have struggled. You have felt like a failure. You have had a bad conversation. You have been rejected. You have been abandoned. I mean, look at the coach cancellation emails that come in. You know, those things happen, and what do? You say, I'm going to go in my corner and sulk, and I'm going to tuck in, and that's what I call it. I call it tucking in. And that's discounting everything outside of you that's there to support you, that's there to empower you. I mean, we believe in each other for a reason. And, like Janice said, whether we want to admit it or not, this is where I'm going to stop getting in my soapbox, because I could keep going because we're about to hit that word that I love, which is vulnerability. Like, you have to be vulnerable in order to grow. And when you tuck in, it feels like you're doing the right thing, because you're like, oh, poor me. Like, I just wasn't meant for this. Or, oh, that's not fair. They shouldn't treat me like that. That's not vulnerability. That's a freaking defense mechanism. And that's you putting up a wall to protect yourself from the things that will help you get vulnerable and say, oh, I can tweak this, this, and this and be better. Oh my gosh, it's a whole new world now. So basically, I mean, a law of life is that we can take whatever we kind of think and flip it and reverse it. And, oh, that's what I should actually do. Thank you, God. I mean, it's like this constant law of reversing things. So that being said, this kind of concept of plugging in, we want to kind of create an opportunity for I have been, for some reason, calling it a mini mastermind, but it doesn't have to be mini. It can be whatever. But basically, Janice and I want to offer the opportunity for anybody who's interested, and it has to be commitment. It can't be, I'm going to hop on every now and then. It's like, I want to do this with you. We have a team. Why do I want to say team call? We have a success partner call, basically. We've been calling it our Beachbody Mastermind every Monday at 9:30, and that 9:30 EST. And that's not a concrete time yet, so don't write that down. But we do this every single week without fail. Now, there have been weeks that have gone by where we've had to tap in, an hour beforehand and say it's not going to work out. But we hop on that call. We check in with each other to find out where we're at, what our status is, and where, what are your success points? What are you doing with conversations? Like, what are you struggling with this week? Oh, this is what I do for that. Oh, this is what I do for that. And, oh, I'm struggling with this. And what concept is that? And this training I read said this. So we help each other. We don't bring each other down. We do take opportunity to vent with boundaries. It's not a dumpster session, but it is oh my gosh, I'm just frustrated. Let me just get this out. Okay, what do we do with that? And so it's very solution focused, and that's the point of a success partner. Well, when left to your own devices, you can defend your way out of anything. So even if we have a success partner, we can use that as a means for tucking in. That can be my excuse. Oh, I meet with Janice once a week. I should be good to go, right? Well, maybe not. So Janice and I actually have joined a mastermind at a higher level to plug in and hold one another accountable. And we want to offer that same opportunity to you guys. And we're thinking it'll be around the same time frame, but we're not 100% on that yet. Following this call, we'll put some parameters out, figure out what the best time is, and go with it from there once we gauge your commitment. But this is what we're looking at. This is what a mastermind is, okay? I pulled my notes up over here so I can stay, I get on tangents. As she mentioned, I just finished a paid mastermind for the first quarter of the year, completely non-Beachbody related. Was an awesome experience. I took a lot away from it, and I grew a lot as a person. So I feel really good about what I believe about a mastermind. The number one thing you should know is that Janice and I want to offer this opportunity to you. We are not offering this to you as an opportunity to come together to learn from us. Janice and I would be the facilitators of this group. And if you know anything about group therapy or anything like that, the facilitator is kind of there to direct traffic. We're not there to start the conversation or to give you the topic of the day or anything like that. It's like, okay, you can speak to that. Or if we hear it going in a certain direction and we know that the initial intent was something else, maybe we point it back in the other direction. Point there is that we're not going to bring you on to teach you how to invite people, to teach you how to do Facebook ads, to talk about all these different training opportunities. That's not what it's for. This is an opportunity for you to meet with other people who are going through the same things that you're going through. Each person would get I don't want to say timed, but basically everyone would have an equal opportunity to present where they are for the week with their goals and identify a struggle or even a celebration. It could be a win for the week. This is my win this week. I'm super pumped. That's motivating me. I'm going to go build on that. Great. moving on to the next person. But it could also be an opportunity to say, you know, I have invited 10 people a day and I keep getting the same response back. This is what my invite looks like. What's wrong with it? Like, how can I fix this? Like, it's like a one-stop shop. Let me put this out there. What kind of feedback can I get? And then it's round robin. It's everybody goes around the circle and says, well, this is what I say, and this is what I say, and this is what I say. So basically, it's an opportunity for you to create autonomy through togetherness. If that oxymoron makes any sense, you take things from the people who are trying to do the same things that you are, and you filter it through your personal uniqueness and plug it in your own way. That way, everyone will walk away with value. Everyone will walk away with feedback or insight or a new perspective on things. And there is a little bit of on the spotness. There's like, okay, Tina, it's your turn. Go, you know, and it's her turn to go. I'm at Success Club 0, but it's because I didn't invite anybody this week. You know, and I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying, like, there have been times in my life that I would say that. So sorry, I just called you because I know you and I love you. So it's like, I know she won't hate me for saying that. But that's honestly what it is. It's like, okay, tell us where you're at. Tell us what's behind that. And what do you need this week? And we definitely, I mean, those boundaries are in place for a reason. And the reason that they're in place is for accountability. You guys, like, again, left to our own devices, we can use defense mechanisms all day to justify and validate and pacify ourselves and get in denial about the things that we're not doing. I mean, I am a great example of this, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit trail, but I mean, Jake and I just had this conversation tonight. Over the past, 3-4 months, I kind of shifted my focus a little bit, and it's just hitting me in the face that the reason that my income has waned a bit is because I'm not doing the things that I've been now doing for the past 3 days. Oh, I really haven't been inviting at this level. I really haven't been focusing at this level. And that's why, that the compound effect in this business is real. And so you have to build the foundation to have a house on top of it. You can't build part of the foundation and expect to have a house on top of it, right? So that's where we are. We want to help each other build that foundation. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. But I hope that makes sense. I mean, that's what we want to offer the opportunity for. And so I think after this call, perhaps Janice and I will just put a poll out and find out who wants in. Are there specific times you absolutely cannot do? Depending on the, majority rules type of situation, maybe we will do a recording of it. And we'll probably do it by Zoom. And it'll be, I don't think we'll probably go over 45 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, depending on how many people join. But that'll be